Section 4 of Child Whispers by Enid Blyton. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. The Jolly Wind. Hurrah, says the wind as he sweeps along. 3 cheers for the sun today. Just look at him shining away in the sky. Do come along, children, and play. I'll fly your kites on the top of the hill, and I'll spin the old weathercock round. I'll send your boat sailing away down the stream, till bump, they have all come aground. Come along while I turn the old windmill about, and hear how it groans and creaks. Just see how I tweak off your bonnets and caps, and hear all the laughter and shrieks. I'll make you run faster than ever before. I'll spin you around and about. Oh, hurry up, children, and come out of school. Hurrah, says the wind, with a shout. The Witch's Balloons. Opposite the nursery sat a woman old and brown. I should think she was the very oldest person in the town. She sold balloons to children as they passed her corner there. She was very cross and horrid, and she had a nasty stare. I looked at her one morning, on a very windy day, and she saw me, and she stared at me in such a nasty way. I felt afraid and certain sure that she must be a witch, and keep all sorts of stolen treasures hidden in a ditch. And as I looked at her, and she was staring up at me, I saw a fairy flying low from out the chestnut tree. She held a little knife, and oh, she cut the strings right through that held the big balloons together. Then away she flew, and off went all the purple ones, and off went all the pink, a-flying in the air as high as ever you could think, around the chimney pots and right away up in the sky, until they bumped into the clouds, a-sailing slowly by. And then I looked to see what that old woman had to say, but there wasn't any sign of her. She'd vanished right away. She must have been a wicked witch, and by the fairies slain, for though I've looked every morning, she has never come again. Fairy music. I found a little fairy flute beneath a harebell blue. I sat me down upon the moss and blew a note or two. And as I blew, the rabbits came around me in the sun, and little mice and velvet moles came creeping one by one. A swallow perched upon my head, a robin on my thumb. The thrushes sang in tune with me. The bees began to hum. I loved to see them all around, and wished they'd always stay, when down a little fairy flew and snatched my flute away. And then the swallow fluttered off, and gone were all the bees. The rabbits ran, and I was left alone among the trees. The Little Folk on the Hill. Right on the top of the Farrelling Hill, there's a queer little seat made of stone, and sometimes I climb up the heathery slope and sit in the wind all alone. Nobody knows why the little seat's there. It's almost too tiny for me, but I love to squeeze into it on a clear day and look over the hills to the sea. Sometimes I've sat there and heard funny sounds and voices, and though I've kept still, I've only seen one of the queer little folk that I know live inside of the hill. For once I came quietly up to the stone, and on it sat one of the folk. He was looking across all the hills to the sea, but he vanished away when I spoke. And that's how I know why the little seat's there, and why it's small even for me. The folk put it there in the wind, for they love to look over the hills to the sea. End of section 4.